In today's video, I'm going to be going over today's trading session as well as a strategy that I often use when I day trade micros. So let's go ahead and get into it. In case you didn't know, I live stream my trading sessions every morning here on YouTube for free starting at 8:20 Central. So if you do want to see these recaps actually done in real time, come hang out there. So in today's session, we actually ended the day up $229 only trading micros. A couple of the stats, $16.80 of commissions, average winning trade $41, average losing trade $33, 10 winners, 5 losers, 67% win rate. So let's go ahead and get into the first quick trade. Was on the ES micros. We took an $18 loss here. I believe it was 1875 on the loss. We saw a bunch of sellers coming through, so we just decided to kill it. Ended up would have hit our target, but it would have taken a while. So I was glad I cut that trade so I could focus on the micro NASDAQ. On the micro NASDAQ side, it was a really interesting day. So we scalped long a few times here. Had a great runner here for about 40 points, $77. And then we had a few scale-in trades that lasted pretty much the entire morning session. And this is where I want to talk about the strategy. So one way that I trade micros a lot of times is I will scalp micros occasionally, as you see here. I like to scalp the micro NASDAQ futures for like 10 points of profit, which is like a $20 trade per one micro lot. Another way that I like to do it is play the zones. And so this is something I don't talk about a whole lot on this channel because I do scalp most of the time. But playing the zones is a very interesting strategy, especially with micros, because micros are lower leverage, meaning that you can throw on a single micro trade and have 1/10 of the size of a mini trade, so you can afford a lot of larger plays, both up and down, within drawdown and letting your winners run a little bit. So in order to do that style of trading, the thing that you have to remember is that you're trying to play zones, right? If you go in and say I was going to limit myself to 10 micros, right? If I throw in 5 micros right off the bat and another 5 micros, I'm fully out of additional lots. I'm totally toasted, right? That's it for my trade. Either price goes down or it continues going up. I can't average in. I can't get a better position. It is what it is, right? I've already used all of my bullets, essentially. But if you go in small, so say I have 10 micros that I want to trade, say I go in 1 here, right? And then I wait another 10 points and I go in 1. Now, I will say I did add 2 quickly here. I believed we were going to go down based off of the mini NASDAQ chart, which I will talk about in a second. But if you give it some breathing room and add in a sense that you're allowing it to breathe a little bit, you're finding the new zones and adding there as opposed to prematurely adding, you can actually let the trade play out a little better. So yeah, you're going to take a little bit of drawdown when you're playing zones. However, once you finally find that entry that is a good entry, it is essentially the top or the bottom, whichever way you're trading, then you have to let that play out a little better, right? So I was $98 positive before this trade. I ended up being $220, so that's a $130 winner here, playing this entire range. You can see I did have a couple of big losers, so that's a $52 loser right there. But on the flip side, this was an $85 winner because I was able to time the top and find that bottom of the range that I was looking for, right? And so the idea here, the big takeaway, if you will, is to not throw all of your bullets, all your darts essentially, all at the same price. Space it out. Find a way that is methodical for you to space it out. For me, it's volume. So I look for the big volume levels and I add lots there. So I added at 1220 because there was a ton of volume being conducted here. I added here and I took off a lot, as you can see, at 85, same at 75. Those areas that I'm looking to take profit are also areas that I'm looking to potentially get long or reverse due to volume. So I find my zones by volume. I like to give it 10 points in between ads if I can, maybe even more if I can, and if I need to. And again, the big thing to remember is to be extremely patient, to not over leverage yourself. Like I would never trade this strategy with minis because at the end of the day, I can't get into 10 minis and feel comfortable about it personally, right? I can get into 10 micros and feel great, but doing 1 lot mini ads instead of 1 lot micro ads is not a good way to trade for me personally. So This is a totally different style than scalping, as I've said. It requires a little more patience. However, it also gives you a little bit more flexibility if you believe that you are in the right trend. So as you can see, I was going a little counter trend here. Buyers were looking decent on the micros. However, all morning on the minis, buyers were going down. And if you've watched my strategy video on what I look for with cumulative delta, definitely go give that a watch. It will be here, one of the two. Give that a watch, but you'll understand why I was trying to fade this move, because we were failing to make any new highs on delta while price was increasing. Typically to me means we're going to sell off, and I wanted to be a part of that. I wanted to participate. And so as we got fairly extended to the upside, that's when I added some decent size at 20. I added 5 lots. I was in 4 lots, added 5, so I was 9 contracts total. And then I began scaling out as we went down, took my final contract here, and then scalped along a little bit. So that is the breakdown of the day. That's also a quick update on some of the strategies that I use. Again, still watching cumulative delta, looking at the micros and looking at the minis at the same time in order to kind of figure out where the buying pressure, where the selling pressure is. Don't throw all of your darts in at one trade, right? If you're going to play levels or you're going to play zones, you're going to look at high volume areas in order to add trades. The kicker is you got to remember to start small and stay small consistently as you're averaging in. And then you got to be smart about your exits to where you're still making money when the move happens in your favor, right? So if that all is interesting to you, great. If you don't like that style of trading, great. That's what makes trading the markets an awesome thing. So make sure you subscribe and like this video. As always, leave a comment down below if you like playing the micros versus the minis, or you like playing the minis versus the micros. Let me know. I'm interested. So I'll see you in the next one, and I will see you also every morning on stream. Have a great rest of your day. Peace.